Scrappers, it's Vanessa. For my video today, I thought that I would start out by showing you first in real time the sketch that I'm going to use, as well as going through the stack of papers that I put with this stash kit and picking out the papers that I'm going to use with the photo for this layout. So this is the sketch, and I will have it in the video and a link in the description, so if you want to use the sketch, you'll know where to find it. But this is the sketch. It is from Kaiser Craft. And so for this sketch, I am going to use some of the elements on here, as I'm going to have three sort of distinct clusters. I am going to do some sort of banner and probably have some sort of circular element. My layout is only going to have one photo. I do know that much, but I'm going to do some interpretation of the sketch probably, not exactly following it. So, but this is the sketch that I was inspired by, at least. And then this is the photo that I will be doing, and I do plan to cut it down a little bit. And then off of that, I am going to go through the larger papers first. So I like this, definitely it goes with the photo. I like these pinks, so I'm going to pull this paper out. And I don't think I'm going to use these turquoise ones. And if you want to know all the different papers and see it a little bit more slowly and not me just going through it really quickly, make sure you watch my October stash kit video that was up, I think, last week. So not that one. No. Don't think I'm going to do wood grain on this one. This one is cute, but again, I don't think I'm going to use that one. This one, no. I could use that. So that, maybe that. Don't think I'm going to go with that one. Or this one. Again, I could use this pink. I'll pull it. I don't know about those two, if I'm going to use them for sure, but we'll pull them just in case. This one, no. No. I do like this one. Perhaps as a background, it's just a tiny polka dot. Kind of like that one. So this one I definitely think I will use, along with that striped pink one. This one, I don't think so. Cut aparts. Maybe I might use this, or sweet. I'll pull it out just in case. That's a maybe. And I'm not going to use that floral. So the 4x6 papers. Let's see. No. No. Kind of like these green. So that's a maybe. I might go back to that one. Again, another one I might use. I'm trying to pull in some green from the papers. I have enough pink, I think. Again, just a simple sort of polka dot. Maybe. I don't really need more pink. It's tempting, but no. And, okay, I'm going through this pretty fast because I pretty much know a lot of these I don't want for sure. So there are some greens I could pick out of here. Let me get, is there anything else in this one? I like this darker green. So let me see. Is there any of that darker green? I could definitely go for that. Ah, yeah. So I think I like this darker. So I think I'm going to use, or pull out this one to use. Anything else? It's a polka dot. Maybe? And then there's a floral too. Alright, I'm going to take these out as possible additions. Not that I'm going to use them for sure, but let's call them maybe papers. Alright, so that is it for the papers. So the ones I know I'm going to use for sure, I'll call these two maybe, but I definitely think that I will be using at least these three. And then I have, like you saw, a couple of maybes that I'm going to possibly use these ones, and then maybe something from these. So we'll see. We'll see what I can get to work. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm not going to go through all the embellishments and things like that. You can always go and watch that kit video that I put together to see everything that's in this stash kit. But I wanted you to at least see how I choose my papers, or the choosing of the papers for this picture. And I will go now and put the video on a faster speed, and you can watch the process of this layout come together. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. The start of my process, and I do apologize because the first part of me coloring the leaves of these cut files, actually the video got corrupted, and so I lost that first part. But I can tell you I'm using Prima watercolors, and the green of the leaves is actually from the Tropical set, and it's the darker green number 18. I just added a whole lot of water to lighten it, and that's what I use to color the leaves. And I'm not doing a super detailed job. I am not trying to cover every single spot on the cut files. I'm still leaving some white on the cut files. I'm not, trying to color them perfectly, especially with these rose, intricate rose areas. So on the flower area that you see me coloring right now, that one I'm using the Pastel Dreams Prima watercolors, and I'm using the rose and the crimson. I basically took those two colors and I sort of combined them there on my mat and got a pink color that I liked that matched the pattern papers that I was using. And so I just went ahead and painted those up, and now I am going to, now that they've had a second to dry, and I didn't use a lot of water so I didn't get any warping. Plus I'm using a pretty heavy cardstock when I do cut files, especially if I think I'm going to put water or watercolor them or color them in some way. And so I didn't have any warping with this, but once they were dry, I took that pink, darker pink and light pink sort of chevron paper, and I went ahead and I just backed the cut files, and I did cut that out. I didn't figure anyone wanted to sit and watch me back all those cut files. It's pretty basic. I basically glued them on and then cut them out. So once I had that all done, I did go off camera and grab a piece of pink cardstock, because if you've watched any of my layouts, then you know that I do like to usually put a border of cardstock around the outside of my layouts. For me, I just like the effect that it gives. I find it gives sort of a framing effect, and I like that. A lot of people will use, a pen and do that border, black pen border and things like that. And that gives that same sort of framing effect that a piece of cardstock that I use. So I went ahead and did that off camera, and I did decide to use that pink and white, or that pink polka dot on the white paper, as my background. So that will become the background, and now I am just working on the photo mats for my picture. As you saw, I did cut down my photo so it is a bit smaller. There was just the picture had seen better days. It was one that I had printed a while back, and so it's been sitting in my stash, so it did get banged up a little bit around the edges. So I just cut off some of the unnecessary areas of the photo and just cut it down. And so there you see I have my photo, and it has two mats. I did take from the 6x6 pack of paper, I did grab a couple extra sheets of the green. One was the green sort of almost little boxes in a sort of a box pattern. Anyway, that is one of the mats, and then I have that sort of watercolored goes from a light green to a darker green watercolor that you see is underneath my photos, or underneath my photo mats, I should say. And so I did grab those two 6x6 from the paper pad. And you see here I have now those three clusters that are like the sketch. In the sketch it had 3 stars, and I am changing that out to be the floral clusters that you see there on the layout right now. And the first thing that I think I'm going to do is, or the first letters that I think I'm going to use are those pink ones, and the pink ones actually stay, but these black ones that I'm pulling out now are an old set of Project Life stickers, and I thought those were going to be the ones that I use, but you will see that I do change that out here in a little bit. So here I'm just going to lay out the different clusters. Up by my title, I did forget to mention I am using 2 of the washi tapes that I pulled for this collection, or for this stash kit I should say, and I'm using the pink and white stripe as well as the tiny little green cloud washi, and so I made that sort of a ledge for my title at the top of the layout. So that mimics that band that is also at the top of the sketch, which you'll see at the end again, so you can refer to it for the pieces that I used from it and what I sort of didn't use from the sketch. So I'm just showing you here, I've kind of laid everything out. I'm going to go ahead here and jump and stop the camera for a second, glue all of that down, and I did take that darker green paper and I took it to my typewriter and I typed up my journaling, and then I cut it in a circle because that's going to be that circular element that's on the layout, and that will be what houses my journaling. Instead of in the layout sketch it showed that that's where your title would go, but for me I decided that that would be where my journaling would go. The next thing that I decided to do was take that sticker sheet from Maggie Holmes, and it had a banner of these little plus signs, and so to mimic the banner that is in the sketch, I went ahead and cut bits and pieces off of that banner from the sticker sheet, and I put it in a couple of the clusters to give me that sort of banner effect. I put it so that the flowers are on top, so I didn't have to have a full piece underneath, but it gives the effect of having a banner. And then that suite that you see down by my title is actually cut from that cut apart sheet that I showed at the beginning. And as a finishing touch, I decided instead of doing stitching around that circle, I was going to lay out sequins in pink all the way around that little journaling circle. And to finish off each of my clusters, I did pull out some green sequins. So I have pink sequins going around the circle, and then I have green sequins in each of the 3 clusters on this layout. Now for finishing touches, I'm just pulling a couple of stickers from the sticker sheet just to add some more detail to that circular journaling. I felt it was kind of plain without it. And with that, I will leave you with the still photos, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.